Hello, here is BB Walker. Welcome to my channel again. Today a new video about the Yamaha PSR S-670, and in today's video we will do a quick review about the abilities of recording, multi-track recording using MIDI, because some of you have asked me some comments about this, so I will explain this more topic, more details. So let's get started. Alright, so we are in our super steady mode. I will turn on the machine. The system is loading, and let me look about the comment. The guy again with the name Maestro Ries, very nice, who asked about, please explain me how to use channel from 6 to 16 in recording. Thank you very much. Okay, so my second video on this playlist about Yamaha PSR was about the multi-track recording. However, I was making this video using, without mounting and explaining many stuff. So technically, it was bad because the camera was shaking. So today I will explain all this again. I will try to make it quick. So, selected song. Actually, any performance using notes, so playing some instruments on multi-tracking. So any drums and whole performance actually could be recorded in a song. Song is a persistent representation of MIDI file. Actually, song is a MIDI file. Some extra features, however, the basic concept is just like MIDI. I mean, there is several tracks called channels, and on each channel, one particular voice is selected, and MIDI standard could give you a lot of channels depending on how much memory, how expensive software or hardware is. You can have the polyphony, which means how many notes could be played simultaneously, and those notes are spread over these channels. So in Yamaha there is 16 channels of MIDI channels, and if you are pressing channel on off, you could see these channels. And if you record a song or if you start playing, you are actually inputting into MIDI. However, this channel on off only shows you recording which goes from songs or styles. Style is only a part of song. It could be, copied into song. However, if you are recording, the super basic recording is to press record. We got a grand piano, right? And we will be recording using grand piano. All channel has this information called rec, which means all the channels will be recorded, and it doesn't matter if I have start the tempo. Okay, let's record something with the accompaniment this time. Okay, so maybe change the style for something more rock ballad. Okay, so if you are interested how these styles work, etc., please refer to my previous videos. Okay, so start, accompaniment. Okay, I think it's enough. I was recording right hand, it was grand piano, and the left part was the accompaniment. And there's an information that this song has been recorded and you need to save it. Okay, but forget about saving it this time. Let's hear this song using the play button, and we also press the channel on off to see which channel are actually playing. So 10 is the drums, usually 11, 12, 6, 13, 14 are playing because those channels are from, style. But take a look in here, channel number 1 is also playing. You could disable it, play again. You can individually disable the record, this background, and our solo goes to channel 1. Enabled, disabled. This red dot blinking gives you a tip which channel is playing. This is very important because thanks to this option you have the concept, the view which channel are occupied in our song, because we don't know it. If you load the song from the USB stick, you don't know which channel are occupied and which are empty, ready to record. Because if you're recording multi-track, which means you have some track recorded and you want to add more, and even if you record with style, you could add more layers to this performance. So using this simple recording, which means record from all the channels at once, is good if you are playing left hand, right hand, and you want to record from many sources. But what happened next? Okay, let's enable all this channel to be like they was, and the soloing part is the channel number 1. This is they have designed these channels in the way that styles are sending. Please refer to video about style creator. However, styles are starting from 10 and usually to 13, 16, depending on the style you have, because there is 2 rhythmic parts, guitars, and so on. So each style could have even to 6 independent channels that are recorded using this sequencer. Because all we do on the keyboard like this, and it is basically universal knowledge, because it doesn't matter, it's Cork, it's Roland, whatever that they have on the market, playing, it's input MIDI. It is processed in the processor here, but if you're recording MIDI, you actually put these notes on the channels. So we want to add more layers. So I want to hear the song. This is what I recorded. There was C, G, F, and C, and I want to add accordion or maybe strings. So how to do this? As you may know or you don't know, on the section for the right hand you got RIGHT2 and RIGHT1. Actually, you can record only from one source if you're recording multi-track. Of course, if you enable all the channels, you could record all of them. But now we will be recording, for example, RIGHT1. You could layer RIGHT1 many times, and RIGHT1 is now for me selected as grand piano, and RIGHT2 is strings. So let's change to strings. Okay, so strings is on RIGHT2, and it is now it's completely it doesn't refer to any channel. You need to select before each recording which channel it goes. By the default, the Yamaha do the things. RIGHT1 goes to a channel 1, RIGHT2 goes into channel 2. However, it could change momentarily. And how to change it? You press record and holding it and pressing the corresponding channel, the destination channel, the channel where you want to record now. And rest of the channel are on, which means they will be playing. However, they won't be discarded. They won't be overwritten. If you doesn't use this combination record plus channel number, you will completely discard your song and start recording again. So now using the knob, and this is the crucial thing, you are selecting for channel 2. I will zoom in a little bit. For channel 2, from which source you want to record. And in our scenario, it's RIGHT2 because we want to record the strings, and on the RIGHT1 I have grand piano still because I will be soloing in a moment. So now I have selected recording channel number 2, and I would like to record from source RIGHT2, and we play and record C, G, F. And we are pressing stop. And as you can see and hear, the main part ends, and I will continue to play. It's of course it is not a looper. You actually record how much you want. So let's hear what do we have now. Channel number 2 is playing. 10, drums, 11, and the strings or the channel number 2. I could disable strings, enable strings, and the solo on the channel number 1, which was a grand piano. Okay, and the guy from the YouTube channel comment asked this maestro, really whatever, ask how to record on any other channel. So basically the answer is the same principle. You're pressing record and the corresponding channel, 16 for example, and still you have to using this knob. This is very crucial because now you have the destination channel 16. So this is the channel where the input data, the notes will be written, but we are selecting from which source we want to record. And let's go back to RIGHT1. This is grand piano, and I will be recording another part of grand piano over this song. There will be soloing or higher octaves. So again, start. Okay, and as you can see, I was selected to record from channel number number 1, but I have enabled strings, channel number 2, and that's actually what will happen. Let's hear, because the moment where I was playing strings doesn't record. Let's find out it's true, because I will play again from the beginning. And the strings doesn't record. The second string doesn't record because I was only recording from 16 channel. This is the high grand piano. And now only plays the strings on channel 2 and piano on 16. Okay. So as you can see, the moment where you are selecting record and selecting channel, you could select any. So this goes from 1 to 9, and this this lower part goes from 9 to 16. But you are selecting and use a knob. Here is the information where you are selecting exit if you want to discard and stop. Let's save our song. So we are pressing song function, we are selecting select. We could select from preset, which is read only. We could go to user space or USB, select B, it's empty here. So menu, save, and just like typing in old school phones, you are selecting the name of the song. For example, it was a major C major scale, so C M C M1, and OK to save. Of course, in this first video I was showing how to type it, everything, so now it's safe on USB stick and you can take this to the computer, open in the software and make some changes. However, next interesting thing is score. I was showing it on another video, however I will repeat this because I think it's worth to set it here. So if you press song function and select score, you will see the notes using arrows. You could see what's going on, right on, left on, chord on. By setup you could I need to stop. By setup, you could select which channels. So as you remember, Strings were on channel 2, and the solo piano was, the first take was on 10 and the size large smaller, and now we will see the second and first channel, how these notes look like. So let's take a look. Strings. You can pause, you can, browse using, sorry, not this arrows, those arrows, tabs. Go back and so on. So you can enable write or disable write. Now you see two channels at once. Now you see only one channel. Using setup, you could change which channel is displayed. By auto, it tries to guess which you want to use. So let's summarize the stuff about multi-track recording. If you MIDI multi-track recording using the MIDI MIDI feature inside this instrument. So basically, by pressing record, you see the channels which will be recording. You can, also record without listening the previous set, because sometimes you probably don't want to hear the previous take, the previous track. You can disable and enable. Remember that all recording data is still, if you enable or disable by, it's only referring to the playback. And if you want to delete channel or quantize channel, you could use the song menu, which is in functions. There is another video about quantizing and transposing channel. You could copy channel, so you if you have some part, you can copy it and change the voice. But the basic principle, the basic rule, which is very important in channel recording, this multi-channel recording, is that on each channel you record one voice. I mean, from the beginning of the song to the end of the song, the same voice is on this channel. And the magic with MIDI is that you can change the voice later. And now let's try to do such great thing. I mean, using mixer by this page vol voice, which is volumes and voices, not this time, but we are pressing still mixer until you will see not style part, because style is which the style is mapped to channel 10, 11, 12 and so on, but you are still going with mixer. And now you have the voices which are assigned to several channels. I mean, these channels which we have set up. And as you remember, the first channel, this is channel from 1 to 8. Very important to take a look the label in here. So this is the channel number 1, and there is grand piano. Channel number 2 have selected strings. As you remember, the channel number 1 was piano and the second was strings. But now the magic is that after you have recorded your voice and you think maybe this strings I will change to something else. So you are selecting it, highlighting, pressing enter, and for example, instead of strings you will set and guitar and bass, strings and horns, maybe brass. Okay, and let's listen our song. Not recording, I will only want to. Sorry, something doesn't I want to have brass, enter, exit, change, play. The magic happens. Strings has been changed into brass or whatever else you want. So you must remember, in the mixer section, which refers to song, by pressing again you go to the next part of the channel, because there's a limited screen size in here, so it's split it into two parts. Not using tabs, you are pressing mix, and there is changing and looping. I mean that there is like screens and so on. Slider, yeah, slider. Okay, so to summarize, Song has 16 independent MIDI channels. On each channel there is one voice assigned, but you can change it in post-production. I mean, after you record, you can change this voice, you can add some effects and so on. There's a lot of features that you can do with those channels. To record on a particular channel, you are pressing record and selecting the channel. And the last one you need to remember is that by the default, and usually the styles, the styles making the channel from 10 to 16 or 14 depending on the style busy. I mean, if you don't want to use style at all, you don't want to use accompaniment, you don't want to use drums, you could freely record or on each channel from 1 to 16. It doesn't matter. However, you need to remember that if you enable the style and start recording those channels, I mean from 10 to, and you start using styles and start recording it, they will occupy the channels from 10 to 14 or 16. So to be perfectly safe, if the 8 channels is enough for you, record from channels to 1 to 8, because there will be no risk that if you think about styles, this style is like, I like this style so I want to use it, they will be discarded. However, they will never be discarded and overwritten if you always use the recording with particular channel. As you can see now, I'm enabling recording from styles channels, which is rhythmic part, but I could override it to change to write 1, to write 2 using this knob. So this is the perfect tip. So you can override this default behavior. However, multi-track recording is absolutely fantastic for making arrangement. Why? Because you are recording one take, you only have 2 hands, so you could have some chords in here, or just playing those chords like piano, for example. Then you need to add bass track. Okay, let's add the bass at the end and we are finishing this video. So on the channel number 3, I will select the right 2, and I'm selecting, and let's go to bass, guitars, and let's find muted peak fusion bass. Sorry, that is too fast. I was in recording mode. So again, record channel number 3 and right 2 is my selected bass, and let's record. Okay. Probably I was deleted the 16 channel. However, the bass is in here. Maybe it doesn't extra cool. However, if you don't like, go to mixer and this guitar bass could be changed as I shown later. What else you can do? You can delete completely channel using the function, and go to the menu 2 using tab, and then you have song creator, and then is the last tab called channel, and here is quantizing, deleting, trixing, and transposing. And if you don't like this bass and you want to completely delete it, you are selecting it, marking by on off here. I would like to delete channel number 3, execute, and it will be completely removed. As you can see, there is 16 channels. And now if I play, bass is enabled on, however there is nothing. Bass has been discarded, completely deleted. So I have shown you how to record multi-track, how to delete channel, how to change in mixer the selected voice, and how to select source from which you are recording into channel. If you have any kind of questions, maybe something is said too fast, just give me a comment and I will explain you by comment or maybe another video. So this video was about the multi-track recording, multi-channel recording, and mixing this using the song creator, transposing, are referring into the description. So about the transposing and quantizing, please refer to this video. Thanks for watching. It was Vivi Walker. Have a nice weekend and see you later. More videos are coming soon because I could show you what I have bought myself. It's a new toy for multi-looping recording. So stay tuned and subscribe.